Hi there, welcome to Neppy Invest. Time for an A2 Milk update, and unfortunately, not very good news for A2 Milk shareholders. So I'm going to give you a bit of a technical update and see what's been happening with the share price during the month of March, and it's not good news at all. In fact, the share price was down on 20 out of 23 trading days. And what that usually means is the market might be expecting another downgrade, and that would not surprise me because in the half-yearly results, A2 management made a lot of assumptions, and I believe at this point those assumptions were quite foolish. Now, in my previous A2 Milk video, I had this slide which looked at the share price from when it reached its peak of $20 back in July 2020 to the time they released the half-yearly results, which was downgrade number 3. And this is one of the ugliest looking charts you can see. And it really all began just around the time when the directors sold out some shares. Not all their shares, but they've had 3 downgrades. They do say downgrades comes in 3, so let's hope that's true for A2 Milk. The first downgrade, the share price dropped 11%. The second downgrade, share price dropped 24%. And the third downgrade, on the half-year result, the share price fell 16%. And the trading on that day, share price closed at $8.81. You can see quite a bit of volume again on that day. So horrible news for A2 Milk shareholders. And the good thing about this personally is I've changed my strategy when it comes to buying and selling shares, particularly around selling shares because of what's happened here with A2 Milk. The sell signal with this company was way back in August of last year. I knew that was a sell signal, but because I'd held on to A2 Milk for a long time, there was a capital gains tax I would have to pay. And I thought, well, I've held on to this company a long time. I don't want to pay that tax. I might as well just keep on holding. And because of those reasons, even though there was a sell signal, I decided to hold on. So lesson learned from me. And that's the first thing you should take away from experiences like this is to learn lessons and not to repeat mistakes again in the future. So what I've done with this chart is just extracted the volume and moving averages and just left the candlestick daily or daily candlesticks on this, going back to the share price highs of $20 in July 2020 to present. And this is one of the ugliest looking charts on the ASX right now. Maybe not the ugliest one, but probably definitely one of the ugliest. A well-defined downtrend. And when you see the share price go from the top left to the bottom right, you know that's not the sort of company you want to be owning because the share price has gone from $20 all the way to $7.75. If you flip this and the share price goes from the bottom left to the top right, that's the sort of company you do want to own because the share price is increasing. So a well-defined downtrend, one of the ugliest charts on the ASX. Why would you want to be holding this company even right now is the question I should be asking myself and everyone else should be asking, because the time to get interested in A2 Milk is when this downtrend is broken, and there's no signs the downtrend is going to break anytime soon. In this chart, I've just zoomed into the most recent 3 or 4 months since their December downgrade, and so this portion of time we've seen 2 downgrades in about 5 or actually 4 months or so. I've left that downtrend in there, so well-defined downtrend. And the main thing I want to point out here is what's happened in March. So they released that half yearlies towards the end of February, and for the 23 trading days in March, we saw the share price fall on 20 of those 23 days, and the share price rise on 3 of those days. One of those days, which was on the 2nd of March, the share price rose 7%. So this was a few days after they released the half yearly, and the expectations were they might have seen a little bit of a bounce in the share price to move towards the downtrend. So we moved towards the downtrend, and ever since then, the share price has been falling. Even on those 2 other up days, the share price increased by 0.1 or 0.2%, so nothing significant. So this is suggesting to me that the market is expecting another downgrade, and this would be the 4th downgrade in about 6 or 7 months. And the reason I would not be surprised that there is another downgrade is because of what they said in the half yearly. And so management said the outlook of financial year 21 assumes the actions being taken to reactivate the Daigou reseller channel deliver a significant improvement in quarter-on-quarter growth from third quarter 21 to fourth quarter 21. Again, I'll just repeat that first little bit. The outlook for financial year 21 assumes, and I believe management should not take any assumptions when they deliver any sort of forecast, because we've already seen with A2 Milk, when they make those assumptions, they're being wrong. And this is why I think the market is expecting another downgrade, because they believe A2 Milk's assumption here is going to be wrong. And I hated this little snippet from their financial report they released in the half yearly. Now, this might be a little bit controversial, and this is all my opinion, but I believe if there is another downgrade, all directors of A2 Milk should resign. It's never a good look to have 1, 2, 3 downgrades in a row, but to have 4 downgrades in a row will be disastrous for this company and a very bad look for all management of this team, particularly because they have been making assumptions and have been wrong when they've made these assumptions, and they keep doing it because they keep thinking the Diogu channel is going to be reinvigorated. So hopefully for all their sakes, there's not going to be another downgrade and they can reinvigorate that channel, because if there is another downgrade, my faith and trust in all management of this company has completely eroded, and the market is expecting that right now. Doesn't mean the market's going to be right, but this is the expectations of the market, and at this point in time, I would put more faith and trust in the market expectations than A2 Milk expectations. So he's hoping the market is wrong and A2 Milk management is right. So that's all I've got in this latest update for A2 Milk. Now, I've learned a lot from this experience with this company, particularly over the last 6 months. This was one of my best performing companies over a 3 or 4 year period. It was a 10 bagger for me. And the main reason I didn't sell out was because the capital gains tax I'd have to pay. And I've learned my lesson, I believe. Look at technicals closer and don't think of the capital gains tax you might have to pay when you sell a company, even if there is a sell signal. So have you learned any lessons? If you're an A2 Milk shareholder, leave those lessons in the comment section and I'll just commiserate and feel some empathy for you. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor, so if you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is a professional and can speak to your own financial needs. That's all for this video. Have a good day. Bye.